It's your boy Chef Boudreaux, man. Today I'm gonna be coming at y'all with one of my favorites. We do this at home in New Orleans. We're gonna make Chayote squash. This is basically what it's called, but at home we call it mirliton. But it ain't even spelled that way. It's pronounced mirliton. And we're gonna make a dressing with this using some lump crab meat and shrimp, some Gulf shrimp here that I salt and peppered a little bit. I got about 1.5 pounds of some Gulf shrimp. I got 1 pound of lump crab. I got about 7-8 cloves of garlic because I like garlic. Love it. And right here, I got 1/2 tablespoon each of salt. Slap your mama, which is the spicy one. And then I have some granulated garlic, and I have some thyme leaves. I have some parsley here. We got our holy trinity here, which is the celery, bell pepper, onion. Now, this is the mirliton here. Chayote squash. I thought actually it was a squash, but it's more like a fruit. It's like a tomato. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to show you how I did it. So we're going to move this down here real quick. And all I'm going to do is take the skin off, right? So I'm going to take the skin off of this. Chop it up pretty much like this. So it gives you a little heads up. I went on and pre-done some of this stuff so I don't have to give this long, drawn-out deal on this video. I'm going to cut it in half because there's a seed in here, kind of like an avocado. So we're going to cut that out. So I got my knife here. I'm going to go ahead and cut down in this thing. You can kind of go through it because the seed is hard, but it's not that hard. So then we're going to grab a spoon and we're going to dig this seed out of here. Okay. Pretty much like that. Okay, we're going to take all of this off. Cut this off the tip as well. And lay that down. Do the same over here. Dig this out. Get that seed out really good. It's kind of hard, so y'all be patient. Alright, so once we do that, we're going to clear all this out. Just going to slice this like this. I wish I could have done this at home with my mom because she's the one where I get all this stuff from, but alright, so we're going to dice this up like this, pretty thin. And since I don't have a big enough pot, we're going to take this outside to my wok. And we're going to make this work like that. Now, I got a pot hot right here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and saute this a little bit, and we'll revisit that a little bit later. So, I'm just going to take a little bit of olive oil, that in there, and we're going to get these shrimp nice and going hot. Alright, we're just going to saute that a little bit. So now I done took the liberty of putting the shrimp in, and we just going to try to get this to a high fire so we can kind of make these just a little opaque, and then we're going to set them aside. I got a stock right here that I made with some shrimp shells. We're going to use a little bit of this because we're going to combine these Italian breadcrumbs, the crab meat, which is already done. I went through to see if they had some shells in there. So we're pretty good on that. And we're going to bind all this together with 2 eggs. And then we're going to take all this outside because I got a bigger, we're going to use my wok for that, man. So, because the pot that I have is not big enough for all of this. It could be, but since it's a squash, it's going to release a lot of water. So we're going to have to cook this on a high heat, which we're going to take outside and do. And it's just going to smother down really like some okra. I got time, why? Because I forgot to mention this. We're going to preset your oven at about 350 because we're going to combine all this together. We're going to put this in this Pyrex pan. glass pan, and then we're gonna cook this off until the breadcrumbs. I'm gonna add some in here, but then I'm gonna add some at the top with just a little butter so it can help brown and cook and then evenly. And then we'll see how it come out, baby. We about to take these out right now, and then we're gonna head on outside, man. We're gonna start with a little bit of butter. We like to do this high heat. Now usually some people boil it, boil it, and then they scoop the insides out. Well, this is how we're gonna do it today. We're gonna cook it down. We're gonna let the water come out of here, and we're gonna fry this down on high heat. If not, it's gonna make water. So you want to make sure that you have some high heat. We're gonna saute this a little bit, but we're gonna fry this a little bit. Then we're gonna come back with all the ingredients. We're gonna turn this down just a little bit. So it can start creating that water. Because then we're gonna crank it up. We're gonna get this water out. Now, me myself, I bought 10 of them. There's probably some of you guys won't need that many. But that's how much I bought because it's gonna cook down. It's gonna cook down big time. I'm gonna add just a little bit more olive oil. A little bit more butter. This is a half a stick of butter. I'm just using this sparingly. But I'll probably end up using it all. Now I'm gonna use it all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to add, because it's starting to break down a little bit. And believe me, this is gonna be really soft when it's done. So we're gonna add our Holy Trinity now, which is your onion, bell pepper, and celery. We're gonna let this cook, then we're gonna add the garlic. Then we're gonna add our seasoning. Now we're gonna add our salt, garlic, thyme, slap your mama mixture in here. We're gonna throw this garlic in there. We're gonna let this cook down. Got all this going. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little right here. I'm gonna add some of this stock. This is gonna help this to cook down a little bit faster. And then it's gonna create steam to help cook this Chayote squash. So it'll help break this down a lot faster. Once I took this out, let it cook down, I ended up using all that stock because I wanted this to get soft. So what I did was I let it cool down a little bit. I'm gonna add a little bit of breadcrumb and egg to kind of hold this together. I'm just gonna add just a little bit for now. Now I might as well just put it on. So that's 2 eggs. I added in there. And I'm gonna add some breadcrumbs first. These are Italian breadcrumbs. So we just gonna use the breadcrumbs as a binder. Now we're gonna mix all this up. I'm probably gonna use some more breadcrumbs in here. Because of course we're gonna be adding the crab and the shrimp. Add a little bit more. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more breadcrumb. Alright, probably gonna end up using this whole can of 15 ounces of breadcrumb. Because the breadcrumb is gonna suck up a little bit more of the moisture. And then we're gonna add it to that pan. Bake it uncovered. So we're gonna go ahead and throw these shrimp in there. And the lump crab meat. So we're gonna try to fold this in as much as we can. Try not to break it up. But if it breaks, it's not a bad thing. Because we got enough in here for every piece of crab meat that's in here. Try to fold that in if we can. Add a little bit extra breadcrumb. Because this gonna cook in the oven at 350. Alright. I'll add some of this parsley up in here. Just a little bit. You don't use it all. And then we're going to put this over into that Pyrex pan and bake it off. Oh man, this going to be some good eating right here, boy. Definitely going to be some good EATIN. Alright. Use some more of these breadcrumbs. Don't look like all the breadcrumbs getting sucked up around here. It's because of the moisture. But it'll come together. Believe it or not. Alright. Get a trusty spoon over here. I know this is a ladle spoon, but I'm going to go ahead on and dump that on in here. See, you ain't even got to spray the pan if you don't want to. And this goes along well with your roast, the mac and cheese. It's really just a side. The rest of these breadcrumbs, I'm going to sprinkle it over the top, and then we're going straight in the oven with it at 350 for about maybe 30 more minutes until that breadcrumbs then browned on the top. We got the rest of these Italian breadcrumbs from out of here. This is dead. I just got about 2 tablespoons of butter because we want to blend this because we want this to brown. So we're going to mix this in here real quick. Probably could have put a little bit more up in there, but that's okay. It's a little process to this, but I promise you it's worth it. I promise you it is. So now we're going to sprinkle these breadcrumbs right on the top so it'll brown. Try not to make a mess. Yes, indeed. This is, boy, it's about to go down up in here. I'm going to wipe up, put this in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes or until this is brown, okay? Because we just want to brown off the top. This is basically all cooked. So all we're doing is browning it off. And it's done, son. Now, you just got to put this on the plate so we can taste. This ain't like you got to let this rest or anything like that because, you know, but it's done, baby. I'm just going to dig up in this thing. Ooh, it's hot, dude. Young man. Get it from here with a little bit of that shrimp and a little bit of that militone. Like my French Creole people say. Oh, you cook the militone. But this militone, Chayote squash. Let's get it. This is hot, so I gotta blow it. Bruh. Man, this is off the chain. I'm telling you. Used to make this. Now, I can't lie. I ain't used to like this growing up. But since I done opened up my palate and everything like that, man. This is some good eating right here. I'm telling you, man, this is Chef Boudreaux, your boy. With the militone dressing. Merlotone dressing. But for my people in Louisiana, it's militone. So, with that being said, you know, you can follow your boy on all my social media at Chef Boudreaux Official, Ricky Smiley Official, and also my website, my webpage, rebrand.ly/Chef Boudreaux. Hey, man, you already know what it is. You already know how I get down. Peace.